we'll start today's session with solar system. And in the solar system, we will study about all planets, then all rotational motion, rotation, and all this like meteors, meteorites, everything. And at last, today we'll study about country, capital, currency, and the countries in recent news. That also I have uploaded on the slides. So if we have time, so we'll see that also. Okay. So today we'll start with, now we'll start with the solar system. So see, so most that important points already I have colored it. So no need to go through like all points. So if you go through only this colored points, that will be enough. So see, solar system. See, solar system is like a family. So in that, a sun is there at the center of the solar system, and planets are revolving around it. So the sun is at the center of solar system, and all these bodies are revolving around it. Okay, and see this Earth and all planets, how they are attracted to the sun. See, actually the gravitational pull of the sun keeps all the planets and other objects revolving around it. So due to gravitational force, all the planets are revolving around the sun. And planets revolve around the sun in elliptical orbit. See, now here nearest planet is Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars, and here see, in middle there will be asteroid belt. Okay, that is like a debris rocky part, and after that all these four planets are rocky planets, and all these planets after asteroid belt, they are gaseous planet. Okay, so in the solar system, the planet nearest to the sun is Mercury, and the planet farthest from the sun is Neptune, and not Pluto, because now we'll see in the slide this at which place they had this conference to take out the planet Pluto out of the solar system. So, and the next, the sun is also the source of all energy in the solar system. See, if sun is there, so actually this is a source, and also if sun is there, without sun there will be no photosynthesis process. So if no photosynthesis process, so there will be no animal or like human beings on the earth. So sun is the main source of energy. Pluto is a dwarf planet. Okay, we'll see to the next slide. See, now we'll see the members of the solar system. In the members of the solar system, sun, and we have all other 8 planets. So now we'll start with the sun. The sun is at the center of the solar system. I know many of all of you will be familiar about all these topics, but okay, we'll see, and some important points we'll see in that, because important points will be, if sometimes if you miss, then you can miss one question. So important points one will be seeing that. So everyone knows that sun is at the center of the solar system, and its size is 13 lakh times as that of Earth, and its diameter is 14 lakh kilometers. Now this sun is composed of 71% hydrogen, 26.5% helium, and rest 2.5% other elements. You know, see this sun when you see, we used to say like this is a ball of fire. But see, why is it's called ball of fire? Because see, a sun consists of this hydrogen and helium elements. Helium elements, they are main gases present on the sun. What happens? Hydrogen, bonding. Already everyone would have studied about bonding. So what happens? Hydrogen bonds react in the sun surface. So that produces large amount of heat and flames. So that what happens? That sun is producing lot of heat and light. So within the sun, hydrogen is converted to helium due to nuclear fusion. So that process is called nuclear fusion. releasing a tremendous amount of heat and light. Okay. Now surface temperature of sun. Surface temperature of sun is 5778 Kelvin. Okay. Now see what is solar flares. A storm of hot atoms which dissipates from the photosphere of the sun. See, one time in AFCAT question had come, which is the outer surface of the sun? That we'll study in the next slide. Outer surface of the sun. So in that option was there photosphere, chromosphere, and corona was there, and one more option was none of the above. So that we'll see in the next slide. So there you can get the answer. So this photosphere of the sun overcomes its gravity and goes into the outer surface. So that is called as solar flares. So what happens when solar flares reach the Earth's atmosphere after colliding with the air and dust particles? It produces a spectacular colorful effect. Yeah, any doubt? So see these solar flares, what happens in the North Pole region, like northern hemisphere, that is called aurora borealis. Tell me. Any doubt? Anyone? Any doubt? I'm not able to get you. Anyone? Okay. So if anything is there, then you can message in the chat if your voice is not coming. Okay. So this in northern hemisphere, these solar flares are called as aurora borealis, and in the South Pole region, that is southern hemisphere, that is called aurora australis. So these two is important. So these two you can remember easily. See, Australia, if you see on the globe, that is located in the southern hemisphere. So if you see on the map also, if you see in South Pole, please mute yourself. Who's mic is on? See, Australia is in southern pole, so you can easily remember that. If in South Pole, that solar flares is called as aurora australis, and in northern hemisphere, that is called as borealis. Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. See, the regions from where the solar flares originate. Some dark spots are seen, and these are called sunspots. So what is known as sunspots? The regions from where the solar flares originates, and in that some dark spots will be there. That dark spots are called as sunspots. Okay, and in that cycle, every 11 years there will be a cycle that is called sunspot cycle. Now see, shining surface. See what is called photosphere. We have seen solar flares, that from photosphere that light is emitting. So what is called photosphere? Shining surface of the sun is called photosphere, and it appears like a disk, radiates energy, and acts as a source of energy. Now see, now here you will get the answer. The outer layer of the sun's atmosphere made up of thin hot gases is called corona. Outer layer of the sun atmosphere is corona. So this was the correct answer. Corona is visible usually only during a total eclipse of the sun. So only during the eclipse you can see the corona, that outer sun's atmosphere. Okay. So outer layer of the sun's atmosphere the planet travels with the sun through millions of stars in our galaxy at a speed of 70,000 km per hour. So see, sun is how much far away from Earth? That is 150 million kilometers. And how much time does it take the sun's light to reach the Earth's surface? That is about 8.5 minutes to reach the Earth's surface. So the speed of light is 3 into the 10 to the power 5 km per second. Whose mic is on? Please off it. So okay, we'll move on to the next slide. Now see, now everyone clear with the sun? all that outer surface, how much time does it take to take time to reach the surface. Okay, so now we'll come to the classification of planets. See, planets we have seen in that first slide. See, here asteroid belt is there, and all these planets are there. So in this asteroid belt, these 4 planets are given some other name, and these 4 planets are given some other name. So we will see in this slide. See, the 8 planets have been divided into 2 groups. So one is terrestrial planets or rocky planets, that is before asteroid belt. So terrestrial planets or rocky planets, and other is Jovian planets or gaseous planets. So these are 2 groups of planets. So in terrestrial planets, you will be seeing Mercury, Venus, Mars, Earth, and Mars. Then if you go to the gaseous planets or Jovian planets, in that Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and then Neptune. So okay, the 4 planets nearest to the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are called terrestrial planets because their structure is similar to Earth. And other 4 planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and they are called as Jovian planets. Okay. Now we will see the difference between both planets. Inner planets, outer planets. Inner planets, already I said about the inner planets. What are the planets which comes inside the inner planets? And I have said about the outer planets. So they include Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. And in outer planets, they include Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So okay, and inner planets, since they are before the asteroid belt, so they are nearer to the Sun, and outer planets are far away from the Sun. So inner planets, they move faster and have a shorter period revolution, and outer planets, they move rather slowly and have longer period of revolution. And outer planets, they are all made up of gaseous bodies, and inner planets have thin rocky crust. And in inner planet, they have a mantle rich in iron and magnesium, whereas outer planets made up of gases. And you would have heard about the ring planet and everything. So all ring planets are located in the outer planets. So outer planets, they have ring systems around them, and whereas in inner planets, they have core of molten metals. And inner planets have atmosphere, whereas outer planets do not have any atmosphere. So that's why many countries are sending launch vehicles to Mars. They have in inner planets, they have very few natural satellites. Like say, if you say Mercury and Venus, they don't have any satellites. Earth have only one satellite, that is Moon, and Mars have only 2 satellites, that is Phobos and Deimos. That we'll see in the other slide. And whereas outer planets, they have large number of natural satellites. Like if you see means Jupiter have nearby 95 moons, and where Saturn has the highest number of satellites, that is 146. That we'll see in the other slide, that also there. Okay. Now we'll see a brief discussion about the planets and satellites. So now we'll come to the Mercury. See, Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, but Mercury is not the hottest planet. Venus is the hottest planet. So it is extremely hot planet, but Venus is hotter than this Mercury, and it is visible 2 hours before sunrise. Since it is nearer to the Sun, so it is visible 2 hours before the sunrise. And Sun never sets. Always that due to bonding, that flames will be going on. So Sun never sets. Only thing is that like we are seeing day and night, that is due to the rotation of the Earth. So Sun never sets. So this Mercury also rotating. So it is visible 2 hours before sunrise.
Okay. अब मैं जा रही हूँ. अच्छे से करो.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Yes. Sorry. Now is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before all this, all the slides, my voice is audible or not?
Audible, sir. Some background voice.
Okay, in this slide, my voice was audible. Oh, okay, I'm removing from here. Okay, so I'm removing from here this part. Okay, hello, okay. Now in this this slide, my voice was audible or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll move to the next planet, that is Venus. Okay, see, Venus is the second planet in the distance from the Sun, but and that is nearest to the Earth. So it is also known as Earth's twin, and it is the brightest planet. And Venus, you can see daily in evening and morning. You can see in the sky. There will be like a star, something that will be like glowing. That is evening star and morning star. So Venus is also known as evening star and morning star. So Venus is surrounded by a thick cloud cover. So hence the Venus is known as whale planet. And so Venus is known as Earth's twin, and it rotates clockwise like Uranus. See, in the solar system, most what all the planets will be revolving from west to east, west, but only this Venus and Uranus, these both planets will be rotating clockwise, that is east to west. Venus is the hottest planet of the solar system due to its veil of cloud, and Venus has no water on it and no oxygen or anything. Same like Mars. Same like Mercury. And only Earth and Mars you will be able to find the oxygen and water on it. So okay, now we'll move on to the next slide. Now here comes the Earth. Most of you will be knowing about Earth, most of the things. So Earth only will study little, like why it is known as blue planet and a little bit of axis and everything. So Earth is the largest of inner planets and the fifth largest of our solar system. So in inner planets, out of Mercury, Venus, and Mars and Earth, Earth is the largest of the inner planets. And Earth is tilted on its axis by 23.5 degrees, and thus it makes angle of 66.5 degrees. So that's why the Earth rotates by 1 degree in 4 minutes. See, longitude defines the time. So in that longitude, 1 degree represents 4 minutes. So that means 15 degree means 1 hour. So that you will see in the time. It takes 23 hours 56 minutes and 4.091 seconds to rotate on its axis with a speed of 1610 km per hour, and it takes 365 days, 5 hours and 48 minutes to revolve around the sun. Okay, now we'll see the Mars. Why this is rich in iron and pink sky of Mars. So due to these both reasons, Mars is also known as red planet of the solar system. Okay, so Mars also has a cold desert world. It is half the size of Earth, like Earth, Mars, and has seasons, polar ice caps. So this is why many scientists are sending these launch vehicles to the Mars, because it is similar to the Earth. So it has like seasons, polar ice caps, volcanoes, canyons, and weather. And also atmosphere is there. They are made up of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon. So Mars is a terrestrial planet, and on on Mars, small rocky mountains are there, and so that is in that small rocky mountains are there, and in that Mars surface, volcanoes are dead. So, and same times it takes for rotation, that is 24.6. It is little more than Earth. Earth is like 24 point only some hour, 5 hours I think so, and this Mars is 24.6 hours. And Mars has two moons, they are Phobos and Deimos. So remember these two moons, because they might give some moon's name and they might ask which planet it is the satellite of which planet. That is Phobos and Deimos. So these two are the Mars satellite. So Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. That means Earth and Jupiter are Mars neighboring planets. See, now after Mars we have asteroid belt, then we have Jupiter. So if in questions if they ask that asteroid belt is between which two planets, so that is Mars and Jupiter. So see, Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system, also known as winter planet, as it has the very low temperature, that is minus 148 degrees Celsius. And Ganymede, yellow in color, is the largest satellite of Jupiter and also largest satellite of solar system. So solar system largest satellite is Ganymede. And about this Jupiter, how much moons it has? It has 95 moons. That we'll see in the next slide when we'll study about moons. When we'll study about moons, that time we'll see which planets have how much moons. So see, now we'll move on to Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system, and Saturn has bright concentric rings which are made up of ice and ice covered dust particles. So it has a ring. It has only some rings, like one ring, I think so. Saturn has only one ring, where if you study about Uranus, that time we'll see that Uranus has largest number of rings. So if questions comes like which planet have largest number of rings comes, so that is Uranus. And if they say like largest ring or bright concentric rings, so that is Saturn. Titan is the largest satellite of Saturn. Okay, now we'll see about the Uranus. Uranus is about 4 times the size of Earth, and this Uranus planet is known as greenish planet, that appears in greenish in color due to methane gas present in the atmosphere. So on Uranus we have methane gas presence. So due to that, this Uranus planet is also known as greenish planet. Uranus was discovered in 1781 by Sir William Herschel. So this is not of that much important, but okay. Uranus is the first planet to have been discovered by the use of a telescope. No planet like Earth, Mars, Mercury, Venus or Jupiter, that all planets were not discovered by the use of telescope, but only Uranus, that is the first planet that have been discovered by the use of telescope. Okay, now see, in Uranus we'll see some other facts. Uranus is the third largest planet of the solar system. First, which is the largest planet of the solar system? See, largest planet is Jupiter, and second largest is Saturn, and third largest is Uranus. Uranus is extremely cold and has surface temperature and is surrounded by 13 rings. See, Uranus have the most number of rings present on the Uranus planet. See, it has 13 rings. No need to study about all these names of the rings, but you must know how many rings that Uranus planet have, and it has the largest number of rings. See, like Venus, Uranus rotates from east to west. Others, all planets rotates from west to east, that is anti-clockwise, whereas Venus and Uranus rotates east to west on its axis, which is opposite to other planets except Venus. So Venus and Uranus both have rotation period from east to west on its axis. See, and this planet also named as a planet on its side. The axis of Uranus has large inclination so that it appears to be lying down. So hence it bears the name a planet on its side. Okay. Now we are seeing the last planet of the solar system. So Neptune is the 8th farthest planet of the solar system. See, after asteroid belt, all planets have low temperature after asteroid belt. So Jupiter you can take, okay, they have temperature, but Saturn, then comes Uranus, Neptune, all have low temperature. Neptune is very similar to Uranus and can be considered as its twin. So Venus and Earth both are twin, and Neptune and Uranus both are twin. Neptune is surrounded by methane rings of sub-zero temperature. So Neptune also have methane rings, and Uranus, that is also known as Green's planet, they also have the presence of methane gas. Okay, now we will study about the Pluto. Actually, they have removed out of the solar system on the basis of new definition of planet given by IAU, International Astronomical Union, the world top institution on space science research. So this IAU, they have given the definition of the planet. So in that they have hold the meeting at Prague, Czech Republic on August 24, 2006. In that they declare Pluto would no longer remain a planet. So don't study about this date, but study about this place. Remember this place, that IAU meeting was at Prague. In that they decided to remove the Pluto planet. Okay, now you see in these slides, you will be seeing about all that decreasing size, increasing size, density wise. So you will actually see by studying also, by one time of studying, you will not about knowing about all this. So once you be free, that time we study about all this. Just give a reading one time or two times, so that it comes to your mind when the questions comes from this topic. So planets according to their decreasing size. So Jupiter is the largest planet after Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Earth, Venus, Mars, Mercury. So and planets according to their decreasing mass. So Jupiter is the heaviest planet, then Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Earth, Venus, Mars, Mercury. Then according to decreasing density, Earth have the highest density, then Mercury, then Venus, Mars, Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn. And you know about terrestrial planets, we have seen in the previous slides, and also Jovian planets. See, and according to revolution period, increasing revolution period. So Mercury have the smallest revolution period. Smallest, it takes less time, the smallest time to revolve around the sun, whereas the Neptune takes the highest time to revolve around the sun. And velocity, if they ask, so Mercury has the highest velocity, whereas Neptune has the lowest velocity. So see, just go through these slides one or two times so that you can easily remember yourself. So once the questions comes. Okay, now we'll see about the moon. Now in this moon slide, we were studying about all the satellites of the planets also. So see, the moon is the only satellite of the Earth. Okay, see, maximum distance from Earth, that is apogee, that is called as apogee from the Earth. So, and the distance is 4,06,000 kilometers. So maximum distance from the Earth to moon, that is called apogee, and minimum distance, that is called perigee. So once the say if questions comes like Earth nearer to the moon, what that is called? So that is known as perigee, and distance from the moon, that is called apogee. So remember these two, and also we will be seeing in the other slide about perihelion and aphelion. That will be in some other slide. That you will be seeing. That is the distance from the sun. So from the moon it is apogee, perigee, and from the sun it will be perihelion and aphelion. That you will be seeing in the other slide. There is no need to study, but if you want to go through, just go give one time reading. Okay, now we move. See, what is called supermoon? Supermoons happens when a full moon is closest to the earth, appearing bigger and brighter than normal. They are called super because they are 15% brighter and 30% bigger than regular moons. So that is called supermoons. So that full moon, new moon, you'll be seeing in the other slide. So now this supermoons happens when a full moon is closest to the earth's surface. So what is called as blue moon? Blue moon is that if two full moons appears in a month, so that is called as blue moons. If in a calendar month there are two full moons, then the second full moon is referred as blue moon. So it is because of the gap between the two moons which is less than 31 days, and if in any specific year blue moon appears in 2 or more than 2 months, then it is referred as blue moon year. So what is known as blue moon year? If blue moon appears 2 or more than 2 months, that is blue moon year. Okay. Now we'll see about the blood moon. We have seen super moon and we have seen blue moon. Now we'll see blood moon. Blood moon is the name given for a view of the moon during a total lunar eclipse, because of the way light passes through the Earth's atmosphere during eclipse. So red light from the sun is reflected. See, when we have the moon lunar eclipse, so that time what happens, that moon will be between the earth and sun. So due to that, what happens, that red light from the sun that is reflected on it, so that is known as blood moon. The moon's reddish colors earns it the nickname of blood moon. What is known as lunar tetrad? Tetrad means 4. So a sequence of 4. Yeah, any doubt? A sequence of 4 total lunar eclipses, including no partial eclipse, is known as tetrad. Okay. Now see, recently in July month 2023, we had Chandrayaan 3. So you must be knowing about Chandrayaan 1 and Chandrayaan 2 also. Only little things about it you must know. So on 22nd October 2008, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. See, sometimes they might ask the abbreviation, like a full form of ISRO. So Indian Research Organization has successfully established Chandrayaan 1 in the moon's orbit from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota of Andhra Pradesh. Where is the Satish Dhawan Space Center? That is in Sriharikota of Andhra Pradesh. And that launch vehicle name was PSLV C11. So they might ask like from which space center Chandrayaan 1 was launched, and a launch vehicle name they might ask. So you must know the Satish Dhawan Space Center, that is at Sriharikota, and launch vehicle is PSLV C11. Okay, now we'll come to the Chandrayaan 2. India Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicles, GSLV, MK3M1 successfully launched Chandrayaan 2. See, here in Chandrayaan 2 we have GSLV, where in Chandrayaan 1 we had PSLV. So your homework is that just go through what is the full form of PSLV. GSLV already we have Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicles. So they successfully launched Chandrayaan 2 on July 22, 2019. But actually what happens before reaching the moon surface, like before 100 kilometers, that lander left the contact with the ISRO center. So see, the launch took place from second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. Okay, now we learn about the Chandrayaan 3. So in Chandrayaan 3, see, since it is the recent news, it happened in 23. So you must be knowing about Chandrayaan 1 also, Chandrayaan 2 also. They might ask for matching, or they might ask that from which space center it was launched. So all three Chandrayans were launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center, that is at Sriharikota. Chandrayaan 3, a launch vehicle, its name was Mark 3 LVM-3 rocket from the second launch pad at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota on July 14, 2023. The mission objective. Yeah, any doubt? The objectives of the mission of Chandrayaan 3 are to demonstrate safe and soft landing on lunar surface, to demonstrate rover going on the moon, and to conduct in situ scientific experiments. So what was the name of lander? Vikram lander. The name was Vikram lander. Chandrayaan 3 consists of an indigenous lander module, propulsion module, and a rover. And what was the name of rover? Just go through one time when you have time. What was the name of rover? Lander was Vikram, and rover, just go through it. And a rover with an objective of developing and demonstrating new technology required for interplanetary missions. See, just go through one time this about this LVM-3M4, that launch vehicle, and see, mission life, lander and rover is 1 lunar day, 14 Earth days. So remember about mission life. What is mission life? That is 14 Earth day for lander and rover. So who was the chairman during the Chandrayaan 3 launch? That was S. Somnath. So if you are just studying, just also go through who was the chairman of ISRO during launch of Chandrayaan 2 and also Chandrayaan 1. So go through that one. See, now we will see about the moons, number of moons. See, Venus and Mercury has no moons, but if we come to the Earth have only one moon, only one satellite, that is one moon. See, Mars have two moons, that is Phobos and Deimos. Sorry, I think so upper. Okay, Mars has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, and Jupiter have 95 moons. See, Mars, both moons, this name are important. So study this Phobos and Deimos. Wherein Jupiter only go through like Europa, Io, Ganymede, Callisto. Only go through these 4 satellites. Others, see, they have 95 moons, but others are not that much of importance. But remember these 4 moon names. These 4. And Saturn has the highest number of moons, highest number of satellites, that is 146 moons. And remember about this some names like Titan, Phoebe. See, Phobos we have in Mars. Remember Phoebe also. Okay, so only these 2-3 names remember from Saturn. Titan, Phoebe, and then remember this Dione. Okay, so now we'll move on to Uranus. Uranus have 27 moons, and important are Titania, Mirinda. See, Mirinda, if they ask Mirinda, have come in recent year papers. So remember about this name, about Mirinda. Now we'll move on to Neptune. They have 14 moons, and important is Triton. See, Titan we have in Saturn, and Triton we have in Neptune. So remember all these important moons name. It is satellite of which planets. So questions might come, or direct questions might come, or questions might come for matching. So remember these important names which I have said to you. Okay, now we'll move to the next slide. Now we'll see asteroid belt we have seen, that is between Mars and Jupiter. So what is that asteroid? Asteroids are also known as minor planets. They are objects that revolve around the asteroid, also revolve around the sun. They are mostly found within the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So asteroids are built of debris which fail to assemble into planets and keeps on revolving around the sun. So this has come to be called as asteroid belt. And also you must know about the Trojan asteroids. Trojan asteroids are found in two clouds moving in the orbit of Jupiter. One moving ahead of it and other moving behind it. Okay, so in asteroid, this is important. Now we'll move on to meteors and meteorites. See, meteors and meteorites both are known as shooting stars. So if questions comes, what is which of the star is known as shooting stars? So they might give meteors option, but they might not give meteorites in the option. So that time you must select the meteors option, or sometimes they might skip these as option and they might give. Sometimes they might give the both. So these both are known as shooting stars. When meteors are large and do not burn up completely, they land on the Earth's surface and are known as meteorites. So when meteors are large and do not burn up completely, and when they land on the Earth's surface, they are known as meteorites. So remember about the shooting star. What is which star is known as shooting star? Okay. Now we will move on to the next. Now we'll see about the comets. See, this upper part is also about comet only. See, comets are made up of frozen gases which hold together rocky and metallic materials. So you must know about you must know a little about this comets that is made up of frozen gases, but you must know about the features of a comet. A comet is characterized by a long luminous tail. So if questions might come like which is known as luminous tail, so that is comet, which emits light, but this is visible only when the comet's orbit passes close to the sun. And when the comet travels close to the sun, the ice melts to a head of gas that is known as coma. So you must know about the coma. When the ice melts to a head of gas, known as coma. Okay. Okay. This all was about solar system and inside all that planets, asteroid belt, meteorites, comets, and everything. Now we look upon the latitude and longitude and how time zones are decided, that everything we will see. So see, about time zones questions might come. So just go through reading how much time zones are there in the world and which country have the highest number of time zones. That I have mentioned in this slide. So just go through one time. So latitude and longitude. See, these lines, all these lines are known as longitudes and all these lines are known as latitudes. So any location on Earth is described by two numbers, latitude and its longitude. See, this GPS that runs on the latitude and longitude coordinates. So that decides a place location name. So latitude on a globe of Earth, lines of latitude are circles of different size. The longest is the equator. So which latitude is the longest? That is equator. See, from here west to east. So this is longest. So this is known as equator. Longest latitude is known as equator. Whose latitude is 0, while at the poles at latitude 90 degree north or 90 degree south, circle shrinks to a point. In poles like North Pole and South Pole, that latitude and longitude shrinks to a point, 90 degree. Longitude on the globe, lines of constant longitudes, that is also known as meridians. So if they ask about which is known as meridians, so at that time you must answer longitude. Extend from pole to pole. So longitude extend from pole to pole. Okay, now we will study about the time zones. See, local time and time zones. See, time zones, how it is decided, and longitudes are local time and universal time. So mostly this longitude it decides local time and universal time. Longitudes are measured from 0 to 180 degree east and 180 degree west. Okay. Suppose if questions comes, how many number of longitudes is there on the globe? So that time, say from 0 to 1, see that globe is of 360 degree. What happens? Longitude are measured from 0 to 180 degree. Again from 180 degree, it will return. It will come to west. See here on the globe. See this longitude, it is measured from 0 to 180 degree east and 180 degree west. So if they ask how many numbers of longitude are present on the globe, that time you must answer 179, not 180, because see 0 will be on both. 0, or if you take 180, that will be on both. So that one you have to reduce it. So if they ask, just note it down. If they ask how many number of longitude are there, that is 179, not 180 degree. So okay. As the Earth rotates around its axis at any moment, one line of longitude, the noon meridian faces the sun, and at the moment it will be noon everyone on it. When that longitude, when Earth rotates on the axis, that time the line of longitude, noon meridian, that time it will be noon everywhere on it. After 24 hours, the Earth has undergone a full rotation with respect to the sun, and the same meridian again faces moon. So thus each hour the Earth rotates by 360 degree 24 hours. So it has 15 degrees. So 1 hour equal to 15 degrees. See, in that globe is like a circle. So we have 360 degrees, and in a day we have 24 hours. So through that we can decide in 1 hour how much degree. So 360 degree by 24. So in 1 hour 15 degrees, and in 1 degrees 4 minutes. Now we come to the dateline and universal time. The international dateline has been established most of it following the 1/80th meridian, whereby common agreement. See that international dateline. This is Bering Strait. If you see on atlas or on globe, if you see these lines, these on agreement, this line was determined as time meridian line. So this is 1/80th meridian line. Which, see, if we go in the west, then you will gain 1 day, and if you go, if the date advances 1 day, see, in west, if suppose if you are coming from east to west, going to the west, so if the 1 day advances, like if 1 day comes in, like suppose today Tuesday, tomorrow once you cross this date line, it comes Wednesday, so that is going west. So if you go west, it will be increased by 1 day, and if you go east, then that will be decreased by 1 day. It goes back 1 day going east. So okay. So in this, now we see about the time zones, number of time zones. France has maximum number of time zones. So remember this. France has maximum number of time zones, that is 12. Russia has 11, and USA has also 11. So if questions comes, which country has the highest number of time zones? So remember, if option is there France, then France will be the answer. Otherwise, Russia, or otherwise USA. And if they ask about like Mexico or some other examples, so Mexico has only 4, so that is of not of that much importance. But remember these 4. Sorry, these 3. Okay. Now see, this is Bering Strait. So remember this. That line passes the Bering Strait between Alaska and Siberia. So Bering Strait passes through which two cities? That is Alaska and Siberia. So Alaska is in USA and Siberia is in Russia. So between these two cities, Bering Strait passes. but for most of its course it runs in mid-ocean and does not inconvenience any local time keeping. Okay, now when it was decided, the Royal Observatory at Greenwich, see why we use that as GMT, that is Greenwich Mean Time. The Royal Observatory at Greenwich in London was adopted as the site of Universal Time Meridian of Longitude by International Meridian Conference. So at that meeting, 25 nations were present in Washington DC and on 22nd October 1884. This date is not important, but you must know how many nations were present while deciding the Greenwich Mean Time, that meridian, Universal Time Meridian. That much you must know. And that is the Royal Observatory at Greenwich in London. That was adopted as the site of Universal Time Meridian. So the decision formalized the International Standard Time reference point of Greenwich Mean Time, which is still used as to delineate the world time zones. So Greenwich Mean Time they used to delineate the world time zones. Okay. Now we will study about the Indian Standard Time. So Indian Standard, this is the imaginary line passing through mid of a standard meridian in the middle of country. And a standard time of the country is followed all over the country to avoid the inconvenience caused by the difference in local times of different places in the country. See, actually, if you go to the Arunachal Pradesh, there you will see the early sunrise. Their sunrise will be like at 4 o'clock, like that. But if you come to the Gujarat side, so there you'll see the sunrise will be like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we have the time gap of 2 hours from Arunachal and Gujarat, west to east, 2 hours gap for sunrise. So you must remember about this 2 hours. Okay. So this 82.5 degree east or 82 degree 30 minutes east, longitude, east long. So remember this east, not west. Okay, east, 82.5 degree east. Passing through Mirzapur, it passes our Indian Standard Time passes through that line, imaginary line passes through Mirzapur. Amravati Choraha, Uttar Pradesh is the standard meridian of India. The time at this longitude is the standard time of India and also known as Indian Standard Time. Okay. Now on globe, we were studying about topic of Cancer, Capricorn, Equator. So you must know that Tropic of Cancer passes through which countries? Tropic of Capricorn, which country, of how much country it crosses, and Equator. So just go through give it reading like some 3 to 4 times. So that time you'll be recalling about the all countries' names. The Tropic of Cancer passes through Taiwan, China, Myanmar. See, now in India, India also we have Tropic of Cancer. So from this you can guess. So Tropic of Cancer is in India. So where it will be, like equator, where it will be, then Tropic of Capricorn, where it will be. So by if you know the globe and if you know the about atlas, that world map, so in that you can easily guess through which countries this lines, equator lines crosses, Tropic of Capricorn line crosses. If you are clear through that atlas. See, Tropic of Cancer crosses to Taiwan, China, Myanmar, Bangladesh, India, Oman, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Libya, Niger, Algeria, Mali, Mauritania, South Sahara, Bahamas, Mexico. So similarly, Tropic of Capricorn also crosses. See, in Tropic of Cancer, just remember some names like India, China. So if it is crossing through India, so if you remember the border area of India, so in that you will be finding Myanmar, Bangladesh, China. So remember this, and also remember about Saudi Arabia and Mexico. Egypt, Libya also okay if it is possible. So remember about all these countries' name. Now Tropic of Capricorn. So, say Tropic of Cancer when it comes in India. So, Capricorn will be lower to the Tropic of Cancer. So Tropic of Cancer lines crosses through Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, Brazil, Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, Madagascar, Australia, French, Fiji, Tonga. So remember only some name, like remember Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Chile, Argentina, Paraguay and Brazil. Only remember these names. Then equator. So equator is most important question. So equator lines. These questions already have come in CDS. Also it has come. In AFCAT, if it has not come, so just remember. Suppose if it comes, you will be able to give the correct answer. So equator lines crosses to Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Sao Tome, Principe, Gabon, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, Maldives, Indonesia, Kiribati. Remember all names because in serious question was asked through which country equator lines does not cross. So in that all these three options were there, like Equator, Colombia, Brazil, and one other name was there. So that was other name was the correct answer. So remember all these three, all these countries name in which equator lines crosses. Now see heat zones. So heat zone means what? Like if a torrid zone, there is two zones on the earth, torrid zone and frigid zone. So torrid zone, that is referred as tropical zone. In Tropic of Cancer, see tropical means it will go on tropics. So tropics means Tropic of Cancer and also Tropic of Capricorn. So Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere at 23.5 degree. Sorry, 23 degree, 26 minutes, 16 second north. And the Tropic of Cancer in the north southern hemisphere, 23 degree, 26 minutes, 16 second south. So don't remember these degrees, but remember torrid zone, it is referred as tropical zone. So remember only this tropical zone. Okay, now we come to the frigid zone. This area receives torrid zone. This area receives maximum heat and also known as torrid zone. So torrid zone, that is tropical zone that receives maximum heat. Now it comes to frigid zone. See, frigid zone will be near to the pole area, polar regions. So it's very cold. So due to its coldness, it is known as frigid zone. The region area between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole, the northern hemisphere, frigid zone. It is known as frigid zone. Then similarly, also in southern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle, that in the South Pole, that will be known as frigid zone. So frigid means cold. Now comes to the now we are coming to the rotation of the Earth. See, due to rotation, the Earth, due to rotations, we have the season change and all this. You'll be finding about movement of tides and everything that is due to rotation. So now, okay, the Earth spins west to east on its axis 24 hours approximately. Due to rotation, 24 hours it rotates around the sun. So Earth rotates from west to east. The Earth's axis always remains pointed in the same direction towards the pole star as the Earth moves around the sun. The tilt of Earth's axis is known as inclination of the Earth axis. So the tilt of Earth is known as inclination of the Earth axis. And movement of tides, that we will be seeing all that neap tides, high tide, low tide, spring tide, all these tides. Movement of tides are mostly determined by rotation of Earth. So rotation of, if questions comes, movements of tides is due to which process of the Earth. So in that options will be the rotation of Earth, revolution of the Earth. So in that you must mark rotation of Earth, not revolution. Okay, now we'll come to the next slide. Coriolis force. So you must know about Coriolis effect because this due to Coriolis force we have all these ocean winds, seasonal change and everything. So you must know about Coriolis force. The invisible force that appears to deflect the wind is the Coriolis force. So wind deflection happens due to Coriolis force. The Coriolis force applies to the movement on rotating objects. It is determined by the mass of the objects and object's rate of rotation. So Coriolis force is determined by mass of the object and object's rate of rotation. So remember mass and object's rate of rotation. So due to which Coriolis force takes place. Okay. Coriolis force is perpendicular to the object's axis. The Coriolis force therefore acts in the north-south direction. See, since Earth spins on its axis from west to east, and this Coriolis force acts in perpendicular. So the Coriolis force acts in north-south direction. So the Coriolis force is 0 at the equator. So questions might come in the globe or on the solar systems on the Earth's surface where Coriolis force is maximum. So Coriolis force is maximum at poles. It's not given in this slide, but note it down. It's on maximum on the poles and it's 0 minimum at the equator. So see, due to Coriolis effect, we'll be seeing what are the process happens. Winds blow across the earth from high pressure system to low pressure system. However, winds don't travel in a straight line. See, high pressure to low pressure, it blows due to Coriolis effect. The actual path of winds and of ocean currents which are pushed by winds are partly a result of Coriolis effect. So, paths of winds and ocean currents, that is result of Coriolis effect. So you must know about the Coriolis effect. So if questions comes like how a wind's path is deflected or ocean currents is deflected, that is due to Coriolis effect. Effect of the tilted axis on day and night. See why this day and night happens on the Earth. Rotation of Earth on its tilted axis causes day and night to be different lengths in different parts of the Earth. So due to rotation, we have day and night. See, now here we come perihelion and aphelion. See, perihelion, the position of Earth or any other planet in its orbit when it is at its nearest point to the Sun, that is perihelion. When nearest point to the Sun, perihelion, and if it is nearest point to the Moon, that is perigee, and farthest point to the Moon, that is apogee. So in Moon, G will be used, and in Sun, since it is made up of hydrogen and helium, so you can easily remember perihelion. Peri means it is nearest point to the Sun, and aphelion means it is the farthest point from the Sun. See, when Sun is near to Earth, that time distance will be 147 million kilometers, and farthest 152 million kilometers. So questions might come that on which day or date Sun is nearest to the Earth. So Sun is nearest to the Earth on 3rd January. See, many persons will think that since India is receiving winter season, India has winter season during Jan month, so they might be thinking that no, in Jan month Sun will be farthest, but no, Sun is nearest to the Earth on 3rd January and Sun is farthest from the Earth on 4th July. So you must remember these two dates. Now we will see the solstice. Solstice is one of two dates in the year on which the Sun reaches greatest altitude north or south of the equator, arid, and is directly overhead along one of the lines of the tropics. So summer solstice and winter solstice. So on June 21, it happens on northern hemisphere. On June 21, the Earth is so located in its orbit that the Sun is overhead on the Tropic of Cancer. So on Tropic of Cancer on June 21 in northern hemisphere, we have longer day. In northern hemisphere on June 21 we have longer day and we have shortest day on southern hemisphere. So similarly, it will vice versa for winter solstice. On December 22, we have the shortest day on northern hemisphere, whereas we have the longest day on southern hemisphere. So it's just vice versa. So remember these dates, December 22 and June 21. Okay. Now we'll see about the equinox. Okay. Now I think so time is over. So are you all like bored, or we can study a little more time? Like some 10 minutes, within 10 minutes, these all slides will be finished. Or we'll study tomorrow. Tell me, anyone tell me.
So we can move.
What?
We can move forward for 10 minutes. Sir.
Oh, okay. Since you have class again by like 7 o'clock, so we'll finish it off today itself. Within some time, we'll be able to finish. So see, equinoxes, you know already. See, everyone will be knowing about equinoxes. So 2 days in a year when day and night are equal. Wait a minute. Equal throughout the world are known as equinox. So we have vernal equinox on March 21 and autumnal equinox we have on September 23. So, and midnight sun. Norway is the place of midnight sun, where the sun is continuously visible between May and July month. Okay, we have finished the solar system. Now next we will be seeing about the country, capital and currency. See today, now okay, we'll finish it off here in the solar system itself. And country, capital, currency on the slides. I'll share these slides in the group. Just go through it. See, in the end of the slides, I have mentioned about the important places. Important countries will be named on it. So just go through that important country, capital and currency. You don't remember all this, just go through 1 or 2 times reading of all country, capital, currency. But all that important country, capital, currency that is there in the news, so just go through that also. That is the most important. So see, in all these slides, country, capital and currency is mentioned. See, some important country already I have marked on it, but still now some are left. So everything has been is there in on the slide. So just go through it. See, here this is current affairs news. So just go through these important places in the world. In that country name will be there. Just go through all that capital and currency. Because one question confirm, it will come from country, capital, currency. So just go through it. Okay. So we'll finish it off here.